Blue sky to forever. The green grass blows in the wind, dancing. It would be a much better sight with you, with me. If you hadn't met me, I'd be fine on my own, baby. Never felt so lonely than you came along. So now what should I do?
Hello everyone, we've once again stepped into the town of Silent Hill, but before we start the review, I wish to give a shout out to Katophoenix once again for her terrific artwork. Now let's kick the ass of the Order! That's right, that's the name of the cult. Silent Hill 3, the third game in the franchise and a direct sequel to the first, continuing the story of the town and cult, while also exploring new ideas and themes that plague your character. It is a survival horror game that was developed alongside Silent Hill 4, which itself had drastic changes to the style and gameplay. You are Heather Mason, the little girl saved by Harry and the reincarnation of Cheryl. While at the mall, you are tracked down by a PI and forced to lose the trail via a bathroom window. Once you get back into the mall, however, things start to hit the fan, as the other world starts to crash into reality. Now it is up to you to attempt to return to your dad and figure out the mystery of why the cult is after you and what they seek to accomplish. The story is excellent and a fitting sequel that helps flesh out the first game, the lore of the town, and the powers of the town. The gameplay is similar to the original two games, but with some quality of life features added, such as the ability to block or dodge attacks, a larger range of weaponry and distraction items, and the overall gameplay remains the same. It's a survival horror game. You'll run around monster-filled areas, managing limited resources, solving puzzles that change for each difficulty you play the game on, which adds further replay value, and a large amount of unlockable toys and outfits to make New Game Plus even more fun. There's also multiple endings to the game, much like the earlier titles, that depending on how you play it and how well you do, affect how everything plays out. Overall, very solid gameplay. The controls are fine, they're similar to the earlier games, only with some slight changes to accommodate the new block and dodging mechanics. They play fine, are responsive, and overall there is no issues. This is tons of fun. Plenty of brand new, creepy, and unnerving foes await you, all inspired by the fears and subconscious of your character. You got flesh-eating doggos, tiny angry dino-like creatures, the ever-ugly flesh lips, a flying spinning death bug, an average American with diabetes, and more, all waiting to kill you in horrific ways. Dark and foreboding, ominous with the traditional industrial haunting soundtrack done by the wonderful Akira Yamaoka. Gruesome world shifts between the normal fog world and the rusted, screeching, and blackened otherworld. Horrific monsters from your subconscious out for blood, and a cult bent on sacrificing you to summon their dark god. This is not a happy, cheery game. It's a fight for survival and revenge. As mentioned previously, with sound and music done by Akira, the sound design is excellent. Perfectly captures the tone, atmosphere, and monster effects it was going for. The soundtrack is always a focal point of Silent Hill games, and the first indicator that you're in for a bad time if it's shitty or just lackluster. I'm looking at you, Downpour. dark and gritty and a pretty detailed game. A major upgrade in visuals over 1, and I'd say better than 2. The game runs fine, no real hiccups or glitches that I've encountered, unless you're playing the HD collection. The HD collection is riddled with issues. This applies to Silent Hill 2 and 3. If you're gonna play this game, play on the original consoles, not the HD collection. Because what you get is slightly up-res visuals, you pay for an instability and just generally weird issues, along with a bunch of strange alterations made to the game that affect the atmosphere, such as changing sound effects and cutscene changes. It depends on the version you play. Personally, I find Silent Hill 3 to be one of the best in the entire series, and a good wrap up for the first game's story. Now on the other hand, if you're playing the HD collection, then be prepared for a ton of changes, including new voice acting, redone cutscenes, massive changes to audios, major bugs, out of sync audio, slowdown, bad musical looping. Basically, if the original is perfect, then the remaster is a train wreck barreling out of control, about to ram into an orphanage and wipe out everything, including little Timmy. Well. Overall, how would I recommend Silent Hill 3? Honestly, it's a great sequel and a solid game. There's no issues that I've noticed in the original game as long as you stay well the hell away from the remaster. Seriously, that remaster is the most broken release of a game I've seen for something that's supposed to be an upgrade. Back to the good side, the music is great, the monsters are varied, the gameplay is solid, and the story is excellent. I have literally no complaints about the original releases. Now before I wrap up, I'd like to give another shout out to Kato for another excellent art piece. This has been Core. I hope you liked the video, and if you want to support the content, sub and check out below. I'm signing off. Have a good one.